guns. Y'all got the guns. Do y'all do that to white people?
Are D.C. police treating people differently based on where they live?
And Howard University is about to do something no other HBCU has done before.
The news at 11 starts right now.
Up first tonight, that shooting in D.C. Good evening, I'm Leslie Foster. Police aren't saying much, probably because it involves one of their own. An off-duty officer accused of gunning somebody down in Northeast. John Henry picks up the story from here.
Here's what we know about the man who was shot and killed. His name is Daquan Young of Northeast D.C. He was 24 years old, and according to family and friends, he had been in the line of gunfire before. We're told he had been injured during 2 shootings in the past. But it was the one last night here in the 2300 block of 15th Street Northeast that ultimately took his life. Witnesses on scene say Young had gotten into an argument with an off-duty officer just before that officer shot and killed him. Some people in the neighborhood told us they heard roughly 24 shots fired.
He unloaded one clip, changed clips, and unloaded again.
Now, what led up to the argument, we still don't know. And that's angered Young's sisters, who told us they can't figure out a reason why he would be shot.
It can't even be a reason. You off duty. If you felt as though there was something going on, why he didn't call for backup?
Young did have a gun on him. This is it right here. Our editorial partners at the Washington Post also discovered that he was once convicted in 2012 of illegally possessing a gun, something neighbors said they were aware of. But MPD added there's still no indication he ever fired his weapon last night. Ultimately, it may be this device that gives us some answers. MPD says both of the responding officers activated their body cameras at the scene of the shooting. Police are currently reviewing that video.
All right, now D.C. police told us all day that they would talk to reporters about this, and then this afternoon they decided they would not. They've set another press conference for tomorrow morning, and we will be there. Those evening storms some of you saw are just a memory tonight. The chief's outside with a first look at D.C.'s most accurate forecast. Hey, Tom.
Yeah, actually fairly pleasant outside on the weather terrace. We'll talk about a couple things now. We'll talk about, well, the bus stop forecast. Temperatures will range from 56 to about 66 early on. By about 7 o'clock, we're up to about 64. Partly cloudy skies. It's going to be dry. And then by the time we get to about 9 o'clock, we're looking at temperatures upper 60s to almost 70 degrees. So pretty comfortable day at the bus stop. All right, let's talk about temperatures now. We're going to graph them for the next 5 days. Tomorrow, very comfortable, 81. That's pretty close to average for this time of year. And then we're going to get warm, almost hot, upper 80s to around 90s. We get into Saturday and Sunday and even Monday and Tuesday. We'll come back. We'll tell you which days we'll have thunderstorms and which days might be yellow weather alert days.
Let's talk about those 3 Americans, former prisoners in North Korea, back home tonight. Some good news. Doctors say none of them show serious health problems. Of course, the president was tweeting about their return, and we had a couple of questions about those tweets, and the Verified team fact-checked it. Adam Longo's here with that. Hey, Adam.
Hey, Leslie. Since the beginning of May, the president's been bragging about freeing the hostages, tweeting that President Obama tried to do it but failed. Well, all over social media, people are questioning, did Obama really fail at getting those 3 men set free? Now, to get the answer, we checked with the State Department. Turns out that 2 of the hostages were detained in April and May of 2017, so during the Trump administration. So Obama couldn't have freed them. He wasn't in the Oval Office anymore. Let's take a look at Obama's record. Government officials confirmed that 10 Americans were released from North Korea during his administration. Now, you might have seen the number 11 floating around, but the State Department tells us there's no record of that 11th detainee. That's because that person was never officially detained by North Korea, so the State Department wasn't notified. So we can't verify this tweet saying Obama failed at freeing the 3 men from North Korea. That is false. And Secretary of State Mike Pompeo actually told a reporter from the Washington Post this trip that he made over there were no guarantees in advance that they were going to free those hostages.
Yeah, they were just as surprised as everybody else was.
Yeah.
All right.
So listen, anytime you see something you're not sure about on social media, whether it's tweet, Facebook, anything, our Verified team is here to help. Send us those posts. You can find me anytime on Facebook or Twitter. I love getting involved in conversations with you. At Adam Longo TV is how you find me. You can also email the whole team, verify@WUSA9.com.
There is growing frustration tonight among lawmakers and the public about what we've uncovered in our ongoing investigation, D.C. Police Stop and Frisk, a police department where 8 out of 10 people stopped and frisked are African American. Tonight, we take it to the streets of D.C. and the people who say they can show you why the city needs to police stop and frisk better. Here's WUSA 9 investigative reporter Eric Flack with